Hello, my little troubadours. I had I'm going to show you my outfit today, because why not? Anyway, this is one, I love that, some of you guys know I like the Halara stuff. This is like the dress. Sorry, I'm not wearing any, shapewear. It has like a little notch out, so this is really more like for summer, but around the house, you know what I mean? It's like a tank, and and then I just threw on my, since it's playoff season, right? Dun, dun, dun. I mean, you could belt this if you really wanted to style it up, but for me, I'm just doing this today. Anyway, so yes, I am a Cubs fan. Do I live in Chicago? No. Have I been to Wrigley Field? Several times for both sporting and non-sporting occasions. Right now we're just trying. I had that I don't know where my other little hair towel is, you guys. Also, I wanted to show you. This is a little picture of me, myself, and I when I was like 2. So you can see I still wear my hair back, like pinned back sometimes. I'll put like some little clips, those clips from the 90s. But, it helps give your hair volume. So I just got my hair done. And I also did, I have some permanent makeup on. She did some lining for my brows. Because they're starting to fade as I get older. And then I don't have to do liner every day. Oh my gosh, guys, now I'm like overheated because I did all that. This is what being in your 40s is like. And if you yell too much and are not on hormone replacement therapy, like I am not on any of that stuff, okay? And I am 45, okay? I've never been on it, okay? I don't even know if I want to be on it because I've had adverse reactions to birth control pills before. And if it's anything similar, I don't want to do that. So I think it was orthotricycline. I was trying to use it when I was in my late 20s, early 30s. And what's weird is I had used it before, the brand name, and then I used like an off-brand, and I was like out of town, and like I started getting all this swelling in my face and stuff. So, they say that the chemical formula is the same, but toxic Draco. But yeah, sometimes these pills you're taking, you don't know if they are toxic or not. So I stopped using that, and I contacted my doctor after that, and then they put me on like the ones where it's more like the rectangular packs, where it was like the ultra low dose, like progesterone or something. But I don't know, read up on the topic if that's something you guys are into. But today is just going to be general reading. Okay, I know it is the month of October. Sanjay, I'm not sure where you're located, or the Switzerland folks here, if you celebrate October Halloween the way that we do over here in the States. It's like I put my decorations up already in September in my house for Halloween. And I have all of I'm giving away some full can sizes of soda this year, right? And some candies too for maybe some of the trick-or-treaters that don't have room for soda, or maybe their parents don't want them to have soda, right? Where morning sometime. I am in the central time zone in the United States, FYI, for anybody that is in the chat. It looks like there's a few people hopping on today, so it looks like YouTube is a fairly popular place today, which I'm glad to hear, because we had all those horrible storms, the hurricanes, Helene and Milton in the southeast, and but like I know folks that were just down in Huntsville, Alabama the other day for a concert, like a rock concert, you know what I mean? So I would say, there are places in the South where you can travel to, and it's not necessarily impacted by the hurricane. So, those folks rely on tourism dollars, just as well as, maybe actually I have somebody in my neighborhood has some Swiss ancestry, so they've been over there with their family, you know what I mean? And that's a huge industry for Swiss, right? Tourism, besides chocolate, right? Chocolat. Any chocolats fans? Y'all remember that movie with Paul Rudd? Like, you're gonna be sitting there watching chocolate. Which, it was a good movie, by the way. Anyway, had for the ladies, right? Had Johnny Depp in it. He's a little river pirate. Bam, 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 bam. Chocolates. He also played a pirate in Pirates of the Caribbean, which, you guys, I actually, so a little story time. So you guys get to know your reader a little bit. I do readings, stuff like this, which we will get into in a moment, but I will share that I actually saw the filming site for Pirates of the Caribbean, not the one down in Disney, not that little slow boat tour they think you're gonna see Jack Sparrow in there. I may have, I don't know. Sometimes they like to sneak in those celebrities. Anyway, yeah, this was actually in Australia on the Gold Coast because I was in the Queensland area when I worked for a multinational corporation, and they had a logistics operation, on the coast, which makes sense, Anyway, so we were there opening up the new facility, and one of the things that we would pass by was kind of like this amusement park, and then this huge kind of open area that looked like some palm trees and stuff. And we were told by one of the drivers that that was actually where they were filming some of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and it was actually cheaper to have that entire thing on the beach of Australia, fly the entire crew or hire a crew locally, right? And if you recall, that's when Johnny Depp, like, and that Amber, like, got in trouble for like bringing their animals over into Australia, which I can understand why they tried to do that if they were there filming for an extended period of time. Like, I was just separated from my dog for like a week, and it was like, I knew she was well taken care of, but you know what I mean? Anyway, um, so yeah, that was kind of cool to see and interesting from a film industry perspective. And then you start thinking about, like, how do the taxes work on that? They're probably getting some kind of, but have you ever been to LA? I mean, you know, I've been through LAX. So like, isn't that enough? This is the gorgeous girl. So look, Buiti. This is the talk to Hindi. Ah, so you speak Hindi. That's excellent. Do you speak any Tamil? And please don't get offended because I just happen to have some friends that do speak Tamil because I've been to Chennai also. Okay. I've traveled a lot of places. So that's part of why I feel like, some of my specialty as a reader is that I've, seen commonality. Across continents, across, populations, folks that don't look like me, right? Don't speak the same language. Maybe you're a male and I'm a female, or, married, I'm a single person. You know what I mean? I don't have any children of my own. I'm a pet owner. Some people, you know what I mean? There's lots of little, maybe minute, kind of differences in our experiences, but like that whole human condition, bringing us all together. Like, kind of earlier when I was laughing at Bill Burr, the comedian, which some people might not like him, but and he definitely has a male point of view, but he is a male, so you know what I mean. Like, if you don't like it, don't look at it. Kind of like some of my other readings. So incomprehensible language, someone. It's interesting you say that because one of the times in the office, when we were over there training some folks when they were getting their branch office going, and this was like back in 2005. Okay, so that was going on 20 years ago now. That's one of the first places I traveled, like, internationally for my job. I had only been with the company, like, I don't even know if I was like considered a full-time employee yet or if I was still contract for them. Anyway, so we were over in India for 3 weeks doing that in the Chennai area. And there were some folks in the office that spoke Hindi, and anyone familiar with India knows, like, not only is there more than, say, one major language, but like each village almost has their own like dialect and language. And so we had folks in the office that were speaking both Hindi to each other, and then folks that were speaking Tamil to each other, and then some of the Hindi guys and the Tamil guys were trying to talk to each other, and there were ladies in the office too, and me and this other American guy who were there training, helping, lead the folks and guide them on their work journey. The guys are like, and they come and we were looking like, what's going on? And then they all started speaking in English to each other. And because that was their common language in the country of India. It wasn't, they speak Indian or, like in America, we have American English, America, that kind of stuff. So, and like the way I'm speaking right now is considered very slow compared to how fast the Indians that I worked with personally and virtually as well, because until I worked with that company until they terminated me in 2022. We had phone conversation and even me having visited there and been in the country, like immersed, like when I started working with a different group of folks from India and we were only doing the telephone conversations, I could not barely follow the conversation. It was like maybe every third or fourth word that I was able to pick up. So you can imagine that's very difficult then to try and get something accomplished. So I would be like having to repeat things a lot and be like, So, and them as well, right? That's why written communication is very important, right? And sometimes when you go back on these videos, you can see the closed captioning. So if there's ever a question, you guys, on what I'm saying during a reading, usually, if there's some playback, it usually doesn't happen within the first hour of the video loading. It usually has to run through kind of the algorithms and stuff a little bit. And then I think usually within 6 hours or so, like if you want to go back and you see I had uploaded a video and you're not sure about the language, if you hit the closed captioning, it will bring up the written translation into English. I think you can probably change it to other captions depending on your location and primary language as well. I've found that the captions on YouTube are actually pretty good. For somebody not actually going in there and typing, and versus like me uploading something to TikTok and them trying to interpret what I'm saying. It's not very good. So anyway, I'm going to get into this reading for you guys today. So you can see I still have my little air conditioner. See how this is nice? That's all, and that window slides open like that. And then, so that air, it's one of these portable air conditioners. It like cools down this whole, I've been able to use this sunroom so much more, you guys. And of course I have my heater in here still. So like this morning I turned the heater on when I took the dog out and stuff. So this is kind of my little chill room. It's nice. Anyway, you are chocolate, right? Well, if I could be a piece of chocolate, I would like to be a piece of Hershey's milk chocolate because that's one of my favorites. How about that? Like the Hershey's Kisses. Okay. So I am gonna go ahead and get started, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and use some of the conversation deck today because I just feel the energies are really popping. I've been taking a little bit of a break from readings. Overall, I've also had some in and out of the hospital health issues. If you just watched my last video, you will see that of the random medication that they were putting me on that I do not have any diagnoses for, including epilepsy. I've never been diagnosed as an epileptic, and they were putting me on anti-seizure medicine at 300 milligrams a pop. You guys, I don't even barely take like 25 milligrams of ibuprofen. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, definitely. And like, they were very hesitant to give me the worksheets. You can like ask for a worksheet and then it'll show you all of the, it'll show you the chemical makeup of the medication. It will show you all the supposed symptomatic reasons for using the drug for treatment, and it will also show you all the known and documented side effects, including one of these medications that they prescribed me. One of the side effects was a prolonged erection. Well, I was born as a female without a penis, so why do I need that? You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I don't want to F the doctor, like, come on. Have you ever talked to a doctor? Right. So I just like talking to an engineer. Anyway. Thanks for hanging out. Why are you so thirsty? Right? That's what some people, I feel like, may have that impression when it comes to some of you in the collective. And maybe that's because you are a lively sort like myself. So they think that you're just, Anyway. Well, I am a little thirsty, but I'm going to let some people use their imagination as to what's actually in here, right? You know what I mean? Like, the stories that people make up. I dated this one guy once that he was just convinced that I was like constantly cheating on him or running around. I was like, and I was even bringing home work to his apartment sometimes and working on it right in front of him. It's like, what do you think I'm fucking doing? So that relationship did not last. It's hard to be in a relationship when it's like, yeah, making you like, right? The Sex and the City, they're like, Samantha Jones, she's like, my dermatologist recommends I go like this. Right now? Because Carrie is sitting there like, why is Mr. Big so mean to me? Why does he do this? Because he's a rich old white man that's getting away with it and nobody's ever put a stop to it. Remember when Samantha finds her Mr. Rich White Man? What is his name? Richard, right? And like the best that he can do for her is offer her a three-way with some 20-something-year-olds. I mean, maybe this man never went to college. Maybe he never got enough tail. Right? Like, why is that her problem? She decided, Samantha Jones was like, why am I doing this again? Do you know what I'm saying? So I know in the Indian culture, marriage is highly like valued and I would say more supported as something that should happen, like between families and people. Obviously, that probably varies on your socioeconomic status, like the same as in the United States, but those weddings can be very expensive. I mean, there's been people in my family that I don't know what they're doing to get married these days or have babies, but like I'm not getting any invitations, so I guess they're not getting any presents either, but you know what I mean? That's the way it goes. So, why are you so selfish? Right? Spending time on ourselves, sometimes people think is selfish. But if you're not going to give it to yourself, who is? Okay? You might not like Dr. Phil, but some of his little, nuggets are true. Because his like his rule, I think his rule number 1 in his life strategies book is that like nobody else is coming to do this. You know what I'm saying? I just got my hair. It's like my curl is like suffering because I had my hair bleached a lot over the summer and it like strips my curl a little bit. So I'm like fussing, you guys, but otherwise, like she did a good job. Anyway, do I have to spend money getting my hair done? Do I have to get a nice haircut? Do I have to? No, I don't. And some people might think that's selfish of me to spend money on vanity and well, it makes me feel good, so I'm gonna do it. Okay? Whatever. I think it's selfish to spend loads of money on gambling and alcohol and cocaine and hookers and all that shit, right? But hey, man, the drug man has to eat too, right? So maybe there will be a dispensary for that someday. You have no boundaries. What did they do in Portugal? Right. I mean, we have dispensaries for marijuana in the state of Illinois where I live, and also many other states in the union, including California, Arizona, Florida. Like Ohio's getting them. I think Mississippi, they're letting people apply for licenses. You know what I mean? Like it's very prevalent. Okay. It's just not federally like federally, I believe it's still a Schedule 1 versus the Schedule 3. So I don't think they've gone through that, and it's like affects the FDIC insurance and like how the dispensaries have to operate. Like dispensaries, they just started being able to allowed to use like your debit card there or a plastic versus bringing in cash only. It used to be cash only at all those places. You can imagine like the loads of cash, right? That was like in those places. No wonder why they had to have so much security, right? So drink what you. Well, you know what, Raul? I'm going to tell you. I have in here some soda and ice. I don't know if you can see that. Coca-Cola. It's not fancy special ice, but it is ice from my ice maker that's attached to my refrigerator in my freezer. And my water guy, he hooked up like the water into the freezer so that my ice cubes come through with the filtered water, right? I live in where I live at, there's some like very hard water. And maybe that's something you don't like. Maybe you like that good ice. You're like, you know what? I guess I'm going to be a little picky. I don't want it if I can't have the good ice. So maybe that's one of your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be complicated, but there are certain things that it's okay. You know what I mean? There's men out there that prefer blondes. Men out there that prefer double E cups, right? I mean, I prefer men that have brains and fat wallets, right? Because I know they're not fucking broke. And vehicles without rust on them. It's very important to me. I don't like rust. I like clean cars. You know, I mean, if you're gonna show up, clean your car. You know what I mean? Don't ask a lady to sit in some nasty covered seat of whatever. It's not appealing. Neither one of my grandmothers drove. And, there's times when I think about that. And what maybe somebody else might have had to do to demonstrate the tiniest bit of effort, right? I got into an argument once with this old boyfriend of mine because he wanted me to pick him up, and I kind of wanted him to drive, you know what I mean? And he wasn't gonna drive across town, and I was like, screw it, I don't even want to do it now. Like, fine, because you'll find out some people will not cross the street to even piss on you if you're on fire. They would rather sit on the other side and go like this. Just telling you the if you haven't ran into that hard knock, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's the people that you don't expect. Sometimes it's family members. It's people that you've known for a long time. People that you work side by side with. You know? So, you just because they might not have any boundaries doesn't mean you need to emulate what they do, right? Um, there's guys I've dated that they like to have a lot of external attention. That's just not, I mean, is it your job? Oh, you're a gigolo? Oh, well, sorry, bye, right? Yeah, you want to get to the heart of the matter, and I feel like your heart is collective is like way better than what these little trashy offers have been. Okay. Yeah. Some of these people are literally trash compactors. Can we get away together? So there may be somebody out there that sees wanting to spend that time with you, okay? Little there's a Hall & Oates song called One on One. Ooh, invest. What are we doing here, folks? Manifesting wisely. Yes, yes, yes. So sometimes investing in yourself, okay? Getting your little hair done, right? Brushing your teeth after your meals, right? Not only do you have like nice and you feel like maybe smiling at somebody, but also might cut down on trips to the dentist. Not that I don't like my dentist, but I just don't really care for the drill. I had enough of that when I was a child and young adult. Now I'm in my 40s and I just know how to take good, better care of my teeth. Right? Invest in yourself. Ching, 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 ching. Right? It's easy if you try. What's that song? Toxic Draco says, "What are you talking about?" Well, take only what resonates. And it looks like he may not be in the chat anymore, so maybe he got ghosted or ghosted out of this. So, if it is some little ghost out there thinking they're gonna like sneak back into your energy, right? They may be coming to say, "Hey, boo, what's up? Hey, boo. Hey, boo, right? Remember all the fun we used to have when I was stepping all over your non existent boundaries?" Well, maybe that's a little selfish of them to think that you're going to continue that. Okay. Right. What did my one hairdresser say? Throw the whole man out. Like the whole man. Like not literally, like if you get divorced, like she threw a divorce party for her mother. Isn't that fabulous? I was like, oh my God. I come, well, some of you Indians may know, like, they say there's no divorce. Like in the religion that I was raised in, Catholic, like you get married, you stay married. Like, to divorce, like you have to go through like an annulment process and all this stuff. Anyway, yeah, so like I never took the subject of marriage lightly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we consider a sacrament, in our religion. And I feel like a lot of the Indians do as well. It's like it's more like a rite of treated as a rite of passage versus like just something you do because like in the Fleetwood Mac song, shacking up and you know what I mean? Because like Lindsay, guitars for Fleetwood Mac, Lindsey Buckingham. He didn't really care about Stevie or her success. Like he was more interested in promoting himself as a musician. Like she happened to come along and helped him, right, look really good, to be honest. but I don't think he actually appreciated her as like a musician or an artist. You know what I mean? Because she was his little woman cleaning the house, you know? And then it's like, oh, yeah, she's like front and center, like, you know what I mean? Like that's not the big rock star dream, right? Rock star guitar player. Like his dreams to be the big rock star guitar player, not for his little woman to be like all of a sudden like, oh, she's like this weird gypsy Barbie doll, and they want to like recreate her and stuff and make a lot of money, right? You know what I mean? It's like kind of that stuff. Um, and the thing is, it's like they could have been seeing, you know, that kind of thing where, you know, even though like Stevie Nicks was like cleaning houses, like she was still writing music. She was still investing in herself in a way. She was still thinking like, how is she gonna make this happen? And her parents were like, her dad was like, are you sure about that? And she's like, yeah, dad. You know, and like, okay. You know, it's like, yeah, who's this loser you're shacked up with, and all he can do is let you clean the office of one of these joints, right? Well, I mean, he did physically assault her in front of Mick and John and Christine, and that is spoken about in the autobiography as well. I think Christine McVie even did an interview about it. God rest her soul. That poor woman probably really was the sanity of the group. Which she has a very interesting history growing up in England, and she was a carnival barker at one time, also classically trained. And she was in like the original like Fleetwood Mac as some people like, oh, Bob Welch days and I mean, you know, it's Mick Fleetwood's group, but Christine um, was one of their main songwriters. Okay, before they became a, you know, quote unquote super group. Message retracted. I wonder what they were gonna say. Maybe they're gonna say something like this. Eek. Right? I'm not in the best mental space. Yeah, that can happen, right? And that can happen sometimes when you get so thirsty that you're doing what? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the person that said this to me, I don't know if they had this same impression as I did at the moment, but you know, maybe they did. I don't know. You know what I mean? Me personally, it's like I was kind of looking for a relationship. They said that they were, but I think they were kind of talking to me like I was like their bro or something. But then they wanted to do me too. You know what I mean? I don't go for that, you know? So, not like on a permanent basis, you know, not once we know better, right? Like it's people be like, yeah, but you did it before. It's like, yeah, that don't mean I had to do it again, dumb shit. Right? Um, hold on, you guys. This is driving me bananas. BANA. My hairdresser's like, yeah, no, it looks good longer. I know, but like if it was curled up, like when I went in there, you know how it is when you chemically process your hair. Anyway, I'm doing a little timeout. You take one too. I will be right back. Maybe they will come back with their message. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. now I'm like cooled off, apparently. Had to give the dog some treats. And I think we're ready to get into some tarot. Maybe I'll go ahead and use the, well, maybe I'll use this Lover's Oracle here and connect a little bit more, since it is Sunday. It's fall here, you guys. So, you know, like, and I was just in the other part of the house. I opened up some of the windows because it is kind of like a nice fall day to get some air going in here. Yeah, focus time. Well, I thought maybe you'd be able to see that little whatchamajigger, but okay. Yeah, I want to do the Lover's Oracle today. I'm getting that song, Freak on a Leash, by Korn. Yeah. I can't make a decision. Let's see if that comes out. So yeah, Freak on a Leash. Maybe if that person's not able to make a decision, they're feeling like jerked around or something. That's resonating with somebody. Like, you know, I don't know, like, am I gonna do this reading today? You know what I mean? But I'm kind of like taking the day off. Like, I've kind of, for me, I'm taking the day off. Like, you know, anyway. Ladies, you know how it is. And then there's always something to do. You got time to lean, you got time to clean. Right? Okay. Industry folks, am I right? Hope you're having a nice day off. Getting fucked up or whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Have a good one. Just be safe. Take an Uber. Take a taxi. Pass out in your friend's backyard, but not during like that, whatever the hell that happened. Remember that one, you guys? They didn't even make it home from that watching part. I mean, let's try and do better for each other, right? Like I said before, just because that happened there doesn't mean you have to emulate it, right? You know, I know some people be like, well, what'd you do wrong? What did you do? I mean, well, okay. That doesn't mean you have to pre-plan everything either. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, some things are a minute by minute, moment by moment decision, okay? So, I'm not saying, you know, every catastrophe is preventable. I mean, look at Helene and Milton, you know? And obviously there's people that evacuated, they are coming back to their homes that aren't there, right? And you know, my biggest question is to one of my friends, like, hey, are they still having that rock concert down there in Alabama? You know what I mean? Right? Because we have different experiences. Doesn't mean I'm not concerned about folks, but, you know, anyway. People don't believe in me. Why is that? Is that because they're one of these ghosts here? You know? Is that the Wizard of Oz? He's like, I do believe in spooks. I do believe in spooks. From the Lover's Oracle. Okay, let's see what else. Yeah. I wish I could be fully honest with you. Do they, or you know what I mean? You know, people say, I wish this, I wish that, but what are they doing about it? Okay. I know a guy, he's passed on now. He used to bitch about this woman every fucking day that I saw him. And then he married her. Then he got to bitch about her some more until she fucking died. And then after she died, he still kind of bitched about her a little bit, and then he was trying to date all these young women. And he eventually died. They're probably sitting there bitching at each other right now. Because that's what he wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, was he really being honest about what he was, because it's like, if you keep, and I kept saying, I'm like, well, if you don't want that, then don't do that. But, he kept going back to that. So it's like, and some people will be like, oh, well, there's children involved. Well, you know what? Kids can receive money just fine, and I think legally through the state, right? If you want to do it that way. Make sure that kids getting their money, right? That's what it's all about, right? Do you hear what I hear? That was a surprise on the I Will Always Love You Whitney version. It was on the CD single, I believe. The B-side. Okay, what else we got here? So they want to be honest. People don't believe in me. Well, maybe they don't believe in you because you can't be honest. Right? Shocking revelation. More details at 5:30 by our Action News team. Ron Burgundy's going to be there. Yow! Okay. Why do I feel this way? I know I'm being silly, guys, and try to take it with a grain of salt. It was like that one movie, and he's like, in what way? And they're just sitting there bored out of their effing minds. That could be part of it. This person is bored, and that's why they think like maybe they just need to get away. They're confused as to why this feeling is persisting. But I think that there is something about boredom here. That could explain some of the selfishness. That could explain some of the lack of boundaries. They're just kind of like throwing the spaghetti at the wall, whether or not it's been cooked, like a goddamn monkey at the fucking zoo. Right? Sometimes it doesn't work all the time, right? What else we got? Oh, yes, I am very calm today, and that's because I'm not jacked up on any medications that I did not want or consent to, nor need, because I've never been diagnosed with epilepsy nor lack of an erection by my doctor. Hopefully, I can actually get into my primary care physician, which I don't even think she was ever notified that I was in this alleged hospital, they want to call it, in town. Because she knows what medications I am on and are not on. And actually, she did one of those swab tests to see which ones would react better with my body chemistry. And I found it really interesting because I've actually been to, I don't know how many different psychiatry groups, and not one of them performed that test to see what might work best with my body chemistry. But, this doctor is also a female, which I'm also a female. So, maybe just one of them. You know how a locker room talk is, guys. Just let the girls go in there and insert their fucking tampons and get on with it. Right? Anyway, moving on. I'm not in the best mental space. Well, I can be, right, if we're not around assholes. Isn't that what Freud said? Maybe that's why they want to get away, right? Get away from people that are using, leading on, Don't put up with my BS. Yeah. For a lot of you, maybe that's why, you're leaving that mental space. You're not putting up with whatever this is. You know what I mean? I feel like collective, your heart is telling you one thing, but what you're seeing is just like not in alignment with where you want to be going. You know what I'm saying? That this other person is just kind of like not aligning at the moment. Are they going to get there? Right? I feel like your heart is in the right place, and what you're doing is actually, yeah, I feel like it's doing what it needs to do. So definitely don't close. I can't do this right now. Yeah, this might, like, them opening up their heart or like tapping into what's good for them in that space may not be something that they can do right now. Maybe that's due to their lack of boundaries here. Dun, 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 dun. They have hurt me. Yeah. This may be why that heart opening or closing or whatever, it's like you're feeling it, but it's like, okay, but if you go one step closer this way, then it's like, ugh, right? So you pull back, right? But then that also leads to some isolationism, right? And then that can be like, oh, well, you're being selfish. Are you being selfish, or are you just caring for yourself? Right? But that doesn't mean you have to lie about it. I am scared of rejection. So, I feel like that's what this person is focused on right now. Okay, let's do a couple more cards here. I can't handle your love. This is kind of like I can't do this right now. So they may see you as like thirsty because you're like somebody who actually likes to give love. And they don't feel in the right mode to receive that love. Like, like they have the ball glove or not. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's on the wrong hand and they're catching it like a hot potato, and then they're like, and then it's like, oh, I need to throw it away to somebody else, right? It's like, not me, like anybody but me. It's that kind of thing. Yeah, it says here, please do what is best for your heart. And yeah, this person doesn't want you necessarily to like wait around for them till they like figure it out, like, 15 eons from now, whenever that is. You know what I mean? Some people also, they just want to like look backwards and say, well, if I could go back to that time and, maybe you'll get your wish. I don't know. Like, I don't, they say time's an illusion. So, maybe be careful what you wish for in that sense. So, and I'm no stranger to that as well. Perhaps, putting in, doing this in investing, but are we investing wisely so that we can manifest wisely, which is the name of the channel, right? Okay. One more of this here. The Lover's Oracle. What is the truth? So I feel like this person just cannot get a read on you, and it's like they don't really know the truth of the situation. They are not sure how you feel, if you feel, what you feel, that type of thing. I want to give you guys some meditation cards though, because I don't want you to get so caught up in their confusion, okay, that you can't function. All right. Yes, there may be, especially if you are in a multi-generational living situation. You know, not everybody lives alone like myself. You know, I mean, I've had roommates before. I've lived with a partner before. I've lived with family before. But you know, sometimes those situations can be stressful for people. Okay. That doesn't mean any one way is right or wrong, better or worse. Sometimes it just is dependent on the situation, right? So carrying on, I guess just some meditation stuff. I think there's an event, there's a fundraiser going on up the street through this evening. So be careful if you're out there attending that. I don't know that I'm driving today, but there are usually Ubers available any day of the week where I live at. So I still have my Uber like license, but I have to upload my insurance is coming due or something, which I could probably do with another insurance company. You know what I mean? Mine sucks. Like they've paid my car stuff, but they are horrible for my homeowners. Just saying. They might be feeling this way because of the abundance that they're seeing you receive, and they might be a little frustrated that they're not a part of it, right? And sometimes we're not going to be a part of it. Listening. So they're trying to listen for the truth. Again, this, I wish I could be fully honest with you. It's like, well, and for some people, maybe, and this bowl is going to be a good illustration. It's going to be like if you practice saying something out loud, then you hear it come back. It's like, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, did we say what we needed to? You know, and is that the truth? You know, so instead of wishing, you know, sometimes we can actually maybe invest that time into ourselves, listening to our own truth. Okay. You know, for some folks, again, I had this boyfriend that was like, you want to be single, you want to do, it's like, no, I'm currently in a relationship with you, you know, I mean, this other person at the time. And it's like, but I was not the kind of homebody that this person was. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like they had any motivation to do anything. You know what I mean? Like outside of their house. And it was just kind of like, I like being at home, but every now and then, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll just like take a drive somewhere with my dog. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the time of like my grandmother not driving anywhere. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Those women were probably like murderously like legit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, probably, you know, a lot of them didn't smoke cigarettes nor drink alcohol. My one grandmother, she had can't remember if it was triple or quadruple bypass, but you know, she cooked with lard. So, you know, manteca, right? Power source. yeah, I can't do this right now. It's like they're seeing you come into power and abundance, and it's like conflicting. You know what I mean? It's that kind of if I'm down, it's because you're up and you're taking from me, and you know what I mean, all this kind of stuff. And I feel like this person, yeah, they could be actually kind of nourishing themselves. Like part of the reason these things are bubbling up is they're finally, you know what I mean? Maybe they've gone to a counseling session or something. Maybe they just got a good meal. I don't know. You know, it's different for everybody. Um, maybe they got a disease and they said, "Oh shit, I need to change my lifestyle." I'm just saying. It's different for everybody. And when I say disease, that could be a sexual disease, that could be any other kind of health issue, blood disorder. I mean, pick something, right? Looking at Meredith Gray's mother's irritated that like she's not motivated to study her mother's, ailment. But yeah, I mean, Meredith's kind of, she's that one on the, yeah, but she's kind of like, but I mean, when your parent is a brilliant, doctor, I mean, it's kind of like what Bob Dylan's kid, Jesus, that guy, I mean, he's pretty cute too. I mean, still, you know, just to have a pop song in the 90s, hey man, I liked it. And then it was like, wow, he can actually sing too, It's like, and he's good looking. Okay. And he's got a whole band. It's like Bob Dylan wasn't always Bob Dylan, right? They used to boo his shit off the stage, especially the old folkies, you know what I mean? Or, they're kind of like these old deadheads. Well, they haven't been there, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, you take what you can and move on then, I guess. But that doesn't mean it kills it for everybody else, right? So that kind of like, you're up and I'm down and blah, blah. And you like this, so I can, or, and it's like, well, actually, you can. It doesn't mean we have to do it together, right? Because, like, what if I'm at work that day? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we get like really overcomplicated in this. I feel like this is this third eye here, and it's almost like there's been competing visions, okay, and some of them is the negative, like dealing with the shadow side. So I think whoever this is very much, especially if they are somebody that goes to jail, they might be like, and if they did it to you, trust me, they've done it to a lot of other people. Like, this is just kind of their, I'll run off in the woods and maybe I'll find a little rabbit or something and I'll be happier somewhere, you know what I mean, with somebody else type thing, and you just gotta let that go, right? And let nature take its course. So for some of you, this is giving you wisdom. You see how it's like she has this old bun, but it's kind of like the moon back here, and like we just had a moon and stuff, and it's coming over this, like, don't put up with my BS, and they've hurt me, and it's like, yeah. I mean, we all have reasons for doing things, but I also see people that are like huge pieces of shit out there doing things too and effing it up left and right. And, I look at some of the other folks around me and I'm thinking, well, surely they could do a better job than this person, right? You know what I mean? Like, but not everybody wants to take that chance, okay? And I don't think anybody should like force you into that. You know what I'm saying? Because then you'll resent them. Okay. Let's do some moonology here. Maybe we'll get into the tarot. I'm already at an hour, guys. I did take a little, I'm drinking that soda, so I took a little potty break. Hopefully you can still hear all right. It looks like some folks have dropped out of the chat again, so. It was like Grand Central when I first hopped on. I was like, have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. So, having faith is, I would say, promoted a lot by religions. Okay. And it's like, have faith in that. And they're very specific, like, have faith in this, have faith in this. Well, what's your dream? You know what I mean? Do you have faith in that? Like, cause if you start the wheels churning, like, you might be like really surprised, like what you can come up with. And this may actually turn into be like your power source here. Okay. Where it's like, and maybe this is something that I'm reading, perhaps from this person that like they've tried this before. Say like trying to do something for the community, trying to just, be a good human type thing. And it didn't work out. And that may be why they kind of ghosted the situation. Okay. But I feel like, every day is a new opportunity, right? To have faith in something, right? But what is it? Because if I can't see it and only you can see it, then you know what I mean? Maybe that's something to kind of start, investing your time in, your wisdom, your listening skills. Okay. It's like, well, if I was able to exit, maybe your dream is to have a new car. Okay. So how can you make that happen, right? What would you be investing in, right? Well, you'd be like saving your money, right, towards a new vehicle. Listening to maybe or reading about car reviews, like what's a good value for your money, like what do you kind of need transportation wise, you know what I'm saying? Like there are just certain things that make sense, okay, that might start happening once you actually tap into like, well, what is that dream? Okay. The answers you need are coming. So yeah, you could be like, what am I listening for? What is the truth? What are you even talking about? This doesn't even make sense to me. Like, you're not giving me any answers, blah, 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 right? Have we all not been there? Well, sometimes two heads are better than one, okay? And I think the sign of Gemini, it gets picked on a lot for being the evil sign, but like, where there's the angel, there's the devil on your shoulder, right? So sometimes you need that other perspective to say, is this really the direction we want to go into, right? Or is that person actually being our friend? And then they might kind of get down on yourself and be like, well, maybe it's because of me, blah, blah. And then this lady over then she's like, bitch, what are you talking about? They're just hating. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes these conversations happen. Gemini is known for communication. Okay. So that's why Gemini's called out on this card with the answers you need are coming. But like even, Pisces, the fish, or Cancer, there's duality in those signs. Libra, there's duality in the scales. It's like, well, yeah, I could be a little bad this week and like cutting on my calories because of this. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always this happening. Okay. But are you listening for it? Okay. Only you're gonna don't look to Joe Blow down the street that's on his third divorce and okay, maybe he has some life advice, but do you want to be thrice divorced? Just saying. One of my uncles, he's not thrice divorced, he's thrice married. Well, the first two died. Right, whatever. Anyway, sorry guys. Sometimes just can't help myself. As long-suffering Cubs fans will take a joke from anything. Let's see what else. Sorry guys, I have to practice my eyebrows like the old man. He used to which it's funny because my grandmother on that side, actually, she kind of had a little point with her brows as well, like the old man did. So, they kind of both had that. But if you met some of their children, you'd know why. Anyway, right, we all have those family members, don't we, folks? Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. So now this full moon hullabaloo, right, is out of the way. Now it's like, what is our abundance going to be? This person could also kind of smell your abundance a little bit. So I'm just saying, not all people that are interested in you are actually interested in you. It's what you do for them, right? Well, what do you love about your wife? Well, I really love the way she makes that sandwich for me. What a doll, right? Anyway. Well, I mean, he can't do it, so he loves to have somebody else that can, sure. Kind of like I would love to have somebody around that's taller than me. I mean, yes, I could use a little hand, one of those little reach extender grabber things. And I have ladders and I have little footstools and all sorts of things, but would I necessarily love the person for that? I mean, are they useful? Sure. But I feel like collective, a lot of you are looking for more than useful. Something with a little heart, right? Heart and soul, baby. Heart and soul. Heart and soul. Do 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 do. Remember your finger position, okay? This is the third one especially when you're doing your skills. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I have a book of scales somewhere. Trying to think of the song, guys. I'm hearing it. La la la. It's like as that do 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 do. It's a do. Dun, dun, dun. Is that by the Cars? Always with some other guy. Just some other alibi. By my love. By my love. By my love. Okay. Right, Sandy. Don't let pride get in your way. Yeah, don't let the fluff get in the way of knowing what you know. Right? I mean, yeah. I went to an open mic once and she kind of treated it like She was like, oh, I encourage everybody to, yeah, so you step out of your comfort zone, North Node. She's like, I encourage everybody to like do a song maybe that you haven't done in a while. But, you know, so I like started thinking, it's like, well, I guess I could. You know what I mean? And it's like, I wasn't really worried about, well, what if I don't do, you know what I mean? I just got up there and I did it. I had some microphone failures. It would have been nice if anybody in the audience would have gotten up their fucking ass and fixed my microphone for me. So if anybody knows why I don't want to attend some of those things anymore, it's because haven't we all been a stagehand at one time? Anyway, I did not let pride get in my way of fixing my own mic stand either. And finishing the song. Maybe the bar has it because they were live streaming it. Anyway, I don't know, right? I can't video myself and play guitar and sing and run my own mic stand and, you know, at the same time, right? Where's those roadies at now? Is that what I have to do? Just, right? Is that how it works? Anyway, some of us actually work for what we have, okay? It's not just some fantasy, I don't know of what. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, anywho, happy Sunday. I am going to pull the tarot now, okay, and see what comes out. So this could be the person that's around you, you know, in this energy, cycling around you perhaps, perhaps going to cycle out, you know, especially if they don't change, you know, this people don't believe me. Well, why? You know, it's like the boy that cried wolf, right? So, you know, what are you going to do? Oh, yeah, Queen of Swords, you're like, okay, good for you. Because, yeah, you're working on the abundance that is coming towards you. Okay. Let's pull a few cards here. Today's tarot. This is the Pulp Tarot, 6 of Cups. They want to reunite with you in this abundance, but it's like they're still don't feel like they're going to handle it. So it's like when they come towards you, how are they going to come towards you? You know, so I would just watch out for that if I was you. You know, I don't want you to be on your, like on the attack or anything, but like, yes, I do know how to read and write my own name. The Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that somebody's listening up there to you guys and they're saying you're ready for this abundance. That's the truth. Yeah, so that's part of the answer. So this person could want to reunite with you for like some business purposes, some kind of working environment, a working partnership, a marriage, something like that. But for some of you, it's like they want to come towards you, but you're getting this. Okay, like it's not, yeah, 7 of Wands. It's not dependent on them, right? May they want to help out? Sure. But the boundaries have to be right. The, you know, tapping into which side of it. Are we using our power for good or evil? Have we decided yet? What year is it? Star date, anybody? 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, and you could be saving, like a little bit reserved, okay? This person could also be like, well, this is what they left me with. You know what I mean? That whole thing, yeah. It's like they're an emperor, but they're like, but they only left me with $4 when I was like not an emperor. Well, you're an emperor now, so who cares? Right? Like, I mean, there was times when I was, lost my job, lost my income. I was transitioning to a different type of employment, and I reached out to somebody who, you know, had kind of dated me and thought, well, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, but that became very apparent that they were not interested in being my friend, period. They would rather see me homeless. So I was like, well, that was probably a mistaken judgment on my point, right? So, you know, um, that doesn't mean I have to do that again, right? And neither do you. And sometimes letting go of that means that you're going to get something even better and like easy, like more easily handled to you versus this person. It's like that person sitting in church that's like, I don't know if I can afford to give my $5 today, but they'll go drown it in, new bicycle parts and, do you know what I'm saying? Okay, like whatever. And I'm not saying, I know some people have their own opinions about churches and things. I'm saying, like, if they were giving the money to a good cause, some people just, whatever. Here it is again, that old emperor. This is emperor that wants to reunite. But are not, I feel like they're worried about the outcome of not feeling very emperor-y. Because, yeah, they've been hurt before, but what are they doing here? It says, don't put up with my BS. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. So they may present you with this offer and they may want you to be like, oh, look at this nice shiny thing, right? Not long ago, I turned in 2 shiny things and got $53 back. I probably could have made more money off of a private sale, but I just wanted them out of my house. I didn't care. That was the value of the relationship at the end, $53. I mean, plus all the money that legally he's supposed to pay me someday through the court system, which I'll probably never see. Because, he's one of them broke bitches. 7 of Pentacles on this ace. You're like, yeah, keep it rolling in. I don't care how it comes in. I was also going to make note of this because I talked about financial independence yesterday in my video. Your financial health, your ability to make money. Some people make money through their YouTube channels, other ways on the internet. I would highly encourage you guys to check out, there's lots of YouTube videos about strategies on how to make money online, okay? And it doesn't involve, buying likes and bots and things like that. It just requires you to properly place your product and get noticed by the right market, right? But, social media is a big place, so just because one way is not necessarily working for you at the moment does not mean it won't develop later in time or there's not like a different avenue. Okay. So this Queen of Cups here, like I want you guys to stay hopeful about that because I feel like that has been for some people maybe a little overwhelming. Okay. And I think that's kind of this this Four of Pentacles, this unwillingness to be like, well, I only have these fours. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to invest in? What if it goes wrong? What if it... Well, you know what? If you don't invest in it, you're not going to get nothing for sure. Right? So versus she's like, where are the other bags? You see those people with all that luggage on those luggage, and you're like, who packs that much? But you know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, well, I would like an outfit for this if I'm going to go to this dinner and I have these shoes that like to go with it and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Isn't that what vacation's for? 10 of Swords. So anybody that doesn't listen to, I guess, the wise advice is, I feel like, going to get what's coming to them and not maybe in the best way. Pisces. Pisces is kind of one of the more dreamy of the signs here, and also is here close to this, have faith in your dreams. So it's like, yeah, I feel like some of you have been experiencing some kind of distraction when it comes to properly visualizing with your third eye your dreams, and some of that has to do with the shadow work that you're currently experiencing or have been exposed to as a result of this latest full moon. Okay. King of Pentacles. Yeah, and this could be have blocked or impeded or, you know, delayed you growing into this King of Pentacles and being very authoritative and decisive and feeling very secure, right? Because there's still this on the horizon. But what? You know how many times that Trump guy declared bankruptcy, okay? And he keeps popping back up like Cher, you know what I'm saying? La da 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 da. Traveling show, right? Mama would do whatever she could. My dog's like, she don't care, she's sleeping. She's like, well, she's talking to you guys instead of me. She does this at home all the time. She actually has her eyes closed right now. Gypsies, drums, and things. You know, gypsy is supposed to be like a slur or a slang or something, I guess, is like a bad thing. There are actually gypsy, Romany gypsy people, and people that do travel, and then there's also bad gypsies. So there's just like, there's good gypsies. So, you know, it's like there's good white people and bad white people. Anyway, Page of Wands. Okay. This new vision is, let's see, I'll get one more card here so I can fully interpret this. And then the World card. Okay, so there is this vision here, but there's also kind of like these temptations and these worries, and you know, they're like, what if I'm tempted by this one? And you know what I mean? But at the same time, they're kind of like want something more stable. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like those British people, like some of them have a problem with some of the celebrities being knighted. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's not punk rock. And you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, you know, are they turning down that honor? Why? You know what I mean? Like, is it actually motivated in the right place? You know, saying like Elvis visited the White House under Nixon. Yeah. Nobody liked that guy because, you know, he was Nixon. Or was it Ford when Elvis? Anyway, you know, can't we all just get along, right? So thank you very much, you guys, for joining this super extended Sunday reading. Hopefully this has helped you understand maybe a little bit more about your situation. I am going to get a couple romance angels before I close out. And then I'm going to sit outside and smoke a little bit, I think. That's to calm, it calms my nerves after I do these. So Kind of like when some people have a cup of coffee at night. It calms their, oh my God, you guys, I got that instant coffee. Like the internet, it's like the international ones, but it's not. But it's like, it was the Maxwell House brand. They had it, the Instacart shopper was able to find it. So I think it's at more than one store. Anywho, I do like my tea, but I like something else every now and then. So technically it's coffee, but I think it's decaf. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So when this person has this reunion with you, they want to like actually truly enjoy the abundance and be the emperor in the situation. Okay. They want you to feel prosperous. They want a lot of things out of the situation. Okay. Now that's on the, you know, if it works outside. You know, I'm not saying that's everybody's message, but that's one of them. Okay. I'm not here to just show all the gloom and doom. There is some hope in the world, even if it's not for me, right? Because that's not how readings work. Okay. Yes, they can apply to the reader, but this is a collective, and okay. There were even things that happened when I was in the hospital that I was like, what is going on? And then when I got out, I was able to ask some family members, and I was like, oh, I got some confirmation on it. I'm like, okay. At least I feel better knowing that why I was so like had this ruminating thought is because something actually was going on. So make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And that's why you're getting rewarded with this Ace of Pentacles. I've said this before in readings. This person could be somebody that you end up working with. Like, you meet them in a work type situation. Like they're in the same industry as you, or like I'll use Hollywood, like some weird Hollywood. Like maybe you're on a film, right, doing makeup, and like they're one of the extras. Okay, like I know a guy, he goes up to Chicago, he's in one of those Chicago shows, and he's an extra. Like, you know, he could end up meeting somebody that does like hair and makeup up there or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe they end up dating. Like, I have no idea, right? But you know, if those people hadn't made the efforts in their career to do what they needed to do, would they have crossed the paths, right? So part of that love is, again, as I said earlier in the message today, investing in yourself, right? It's investing in yourself is not selfish. And if somebody wants to call you selfish, well, maybe they need to take a look at themselves first, especially if they're an adult, right? Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So once you do get together and have some of this private space, this person could very much be like, back off. This is my time with my man or my woman type thing. You know what I mean? Like, and so like the men could be kind of like outwardly aggressive, whereas the women could be like, say, you know, one of your, you know, relatives calls, okay, and you're just like, you know, today I'm spending the day with so-and-so, so I'm not really taking any personal phone calls. If it's urgent, maybe they'll text me or leave me a message, and then I can get back to them then, right? You know, I've had interactions with folks where their family called in like some fury, and it was like, made it sound like they were like out on some spree, you know what I'm saying? And then they got this person all upset, and it's like, well, what are they supposed to do about it right now? If it's really that bad, shouldn't you be calling like the authorities, right? So it's kind of like one of these things where, yeah, you're just like, well, I'm sorry you're having this emergency. maybe you can call the plumber about it and they'll figure it out. Right? You know, because I'm not a plumber, right? I'm a homeowner though. It's my job to be able to, right, figure out who to call. And not all of us have plumber husbands, so passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. What is that song? How great thou art, and sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, right? It is Sunday, y'all, so for any of you gospel hating assholes out there, too fucking bad. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Sometimes there are little things that make our hearts happy, right? And you don't even have to make a sound, right? It just happens. And it's okay. You don't have to tell anybody about it. That can be between you and your maker, okay? It doesn't require any dollars, okay? What it does require is a clean heart. And sometimes a fresh perspective. Right? It says it's okay. You know what? In fact, maybe it's okay because they were a bum. Right? This one lady I know. Oh my God. I think she had to beg her boyfriend to even get a fucking driver's license. No, I had one of those too. He never did. Well, he had it at one time and then never got it back. I doubt he ever will, but who cares, right? Not my problem anymore. Thank God. Praise Jesus. Hallelujah. The devil thinks that he can get you, but he can't. Right? You know, all those gotta get all the hyped up stuff. And sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. Calling in your soulmate. Yeah. I feel like that's what a lot of you are more like. Yeah, can we just get to the soulmate stuff? We get to like that City of Angels movie. Oh, wait, they barely even were together for 2 minutes. That sucks. I hate movies like that. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So, what you focus on is what you manifest. If you focus on rejection, that's maybe what's going to happen. If you focus on calling in, hey, lover boy, right? Talking about Dirty Dancing, right? We're not watching City of Angels. We're watching Dirty Dancing, okay? Nobody dies in Dirty Dancing. Worst thing that happens is they put baby in the corner, okay? And even that is temporary. Temporary. Okay? Focus. Focus. Okay? Again, I'm not on any prescription medication, especially not ones prescribed by men. Okay? I am on a prescription validated by my primary care physician, who is a female, though. Not through Carl Health or OSF, by the way. She's through Graham Medical as my current primary. Any local folks interested in that type of information. Anyway, I know other folks have different systems and things like that, which I buy this all with my own money. So, you know what I mean, that I earned. Since this reading was free today, I'd appreciate it if you do like the video or subscribe to the channel. If you do run into me sometime when I'm on site doing readings, I usually am kind of running some specials where it's donation pay. I understand some folks out there are, on the struggle bus. So I like to do these readings online for folks to enjoy and benefit from, and especially when I share information. So until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye bye.